What is up and welcome back. If this is your first time watching, we are your Emerald Coast relocation team. What we're going to be doing in this video is something that a lot of you have been requesting, and when we consistently talk to you over a Zoom call, you ask us about this. Now, this is something that we need to be really careful with, guys, because as licensed realtors, we need to make sure that we are not steering you to certain areas due to fair housing being a licensed realtor. So, what we're going to be doing in this video right here is we are going to be citing the source the entire video. If you want to go to where the source is, I will put the link in the description down below. But this is pretty much AreaVibes.com, a new resource that we've been using quite a bit in regards to crime, cost of living. I highly recommend it. It's an awesome resource. We're going to be covering 14 different neighborhoods, one different city. So this is pretty much like the Pensacola metro area, right? Because one thing that we realized around this Pensacola area, there are a lot of unincorporated areas outside of these city limits. So we're gonna be doing this Pensacola metro area, giving different grades on each of these areas in regards to crime. What does this website take into consideration when it talks about this grade on the crime? Well, it comes in pretty much three main categories. Those main categories are gonna be your total crime, your violent crime, and your property crime. First one we're gonna be covering obviously is Pensacola. When we are talking about Pensacola, we're talking about mainly your downtown area, Pensacola, and all its main areas touching. You're gonna be looking at a C grade. So you're like, okay, Pensacola C grade, not really what I'm looking for. Make sure you do stick around towards the end though, because we're gonna tell you the city that they graded the worst in this Pensacola metro area. So we're gonna start out with the good ones, right? With number one being Tiger Point. Tiger Point is like an unincorporated area of Gulf Breeze down the highway. This is pretty much well, I wouldn't say the furthest, but pretty far down the highway from Gulf Breeze. This is actually where our family decided to call home, and they come in with a grade of an A+. The next one in line is going to be right down the street from Tiger Point. We're talking about Oriole Beach. Oriole Beach is just a little bit further west from Tiger Point, and they have a grade of an A+. And then if we go all the way down within city limits of Gulf Breeze, you're talking about, we call it proper, right? Gulf Breeze proper. This is that main area when you come across the 3 Mile Bridge from Pensacola. This is where you're gonna land. Gulf Breeze proper also has a grade of an A+. This is the whole area out here. This whole Gulf Breeze area is pretty much rated an A+. The fifth area that we are going to be talking about is Garcon Point. Where is Garcon Point in relation to Pensacola downtown? I'm going to be using Pensacola downtown as our main hub. And then as I'm referencing these different areas, I'm going to kind of tell you, is this north, south, east, or west from where Pensacola downtown is. Garcon Point is going to be east, but you have to go across the I-10 bridge to get over there, past Avalon Beach, and it's pretty much like south of Milton is what we're talking about. And this will be labeled number 5 on the map that we are referencing when we are talking about these areas. Garcon Point is going to be rated an A-, and another quick note on that is if you also want to access Garcon Point from your unincorporated area of Gulf Breeze, Garcon Point Toll Bridge, you can take that across and access Garcon Point. The sixth area that we are going to be talking about is going to be Avalon. And like I said, I mainly refer to this as like Avalon Beach. It's going to be right across the I-10 bridge. As soon as you land on the other side of the bay, this is going to be that area right there. Avalon, if we are looking at this grade in regards to crime, you are looking at an A-. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and move on. The number 7 area on our map is going to be Goulding. And according to these statistics, Goulding is rated a B- in regards to crime. And if maybe you didn't catch the map, Goulding is pretty much just like straight north of downtown Pensacola when we are talking about this area. The 8th area that we are going to be talking about is going to be Warrington. Warrington is essentially southwest of Pensacola downtown. Because of how this video always comes out, I never know if I'm pointing the right direction. So just make sure you reference the map. We'll make sure that we pop it up so you can see where Warrington is. Like I said, this is going to be number 8 on the map. Warrington is going to be graded AC. Rated, I keep on going back and forth on what those are. These are all essentially grades from AreaVibes.com. The 9th area that we're going to be covering is Ferry Pass. Ferry Pass is also going to be rated as C, same as Warrington. Ferry Pass is pretty much if you go straight northeast of Pensacola downtown, again, reference the map. This area right here, you're going to be looking at a grade of AC. The 10th area on the map that we're going to be covering is Bellevue, and Bellevue is just, instead of going northeast, you have to go northwest. This is going to be rated a C-. The 11th area that we're going to be covering is Ensley. Ensley is pretty much the furthest north area that we are going to be covering of Pensacola downtown. It is also going to be graded a C-. Another note on where Ansley is at, and so we always talk about Beulah, right? So the Beulah is pretty much as far north as Ansley is, but Ansley is going to be straight east of Beulah. The 12th area you're going to be covering is Myrtle Grove. Myrtle Grove is also a C-, and it is straight west of Pensacola downtown. And I only got 2 more left for you, 2 more areas, and then I'm gonna sum all of this up. But the 2 that we're talking about, so I told you that we're gonna be saving the worst grade towards the end. Number 13 on the map is going to be Brent, and Brent is rated a D. I know that hits so hard, it's like, why is it gotta be rated a D? Brent's gonna be rated a D, and Brent is actually north of Pensacola. It's gonna be in between Ansley and Goulding is where we're looking at the Brent area. Again, refer to the map that we are gonna pop up. And the worst grade, the one that is on the list, is going to be West Pensacola. And it's funny, there have actually been many of you who have asked us about West Pensacola. It is also going to be rated a D, but it is going to be last on our list according to AreaVibes.com. West Pensacola, obviously, just like the name states, is going to be straight west of Pensacola downtown. This area, it still feels like you're a little bit in Pensacola downtown when you are in West Pensacola, but unfortunately they are rated a D. So I'm just gonna be straight with you guys, because I know we have a lot of followers who do come back watching our videos. I don't like these kind of videos whatsoever, but at the same time, this is stuff that we need to get out of the way, make sure that we inform you as much as possible. And this one right here, all we're doing is just using AreaVibes.com to reference these grades. By no means is this our own opinion, or are we trying to steer you in any way, but it's good for you guys to have the information. Again, we are going to post this link in the description down below, so if you want to check into it and go in a little bit deeper, see what goes into these grades, because even though there are 3 subcategories, there are categories under each of those subcategories. Go into it, really check it out, kind of see what your thoughts are on it. Outside of crime too, these areas have grades in different areas. So like one of them's like commute, and I know that like if we're talking like the Tiger Point area, it actually has a horrible grade, because having to commute over into Pensacola, it's gonna be a lot harder as opposed to some of these other cities that are a little bit closer to Pensacola downtown. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. If you are looking at calling the Pensacola metro area you're next to them, make sure you give us a call or text at that phone number right below. Right below there, we always answer, doesn't matter date or time. But if you're not quite ready to purchase, make sure you follow along, keep up with the latest info that we do bring to you in regards to the Emerald Coast. And until next time, we love ya. Bye.